Federal High Court sitting in Lagos State has sentenced a woman to 1 year imprisonment with no option of fine for being caught and arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for selling or hawking Nigeria legal tender, Naira currency. The woman, according to the court ruling, had been convicted before by another court for Naira abuse. This, as another federal high court also in Lagos State convicted a man and ordered the man to forfeit to the federal government more than £8,000 he failed to declare or submit before the Nigerian Custom Service at the international airport in Lagos. And in addition, the court sentenced the man to 6 months imprisonment with option of 200,000 Naira's fine. Details of the reports are presented verbatim below as reported and contained in the news release made available by the Public Relations Unit of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Court jails ex-convict, one other for hawking Naira notes in Lagos. Justice Yellen Bogoro of the Federal High Court, sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on Friday, May 2, 2025, convicted and sentenced the duo of Folake Adeoti and Modupe Adewuyi to 1 year imprisonment, each for hawking Naira notes. They were arraigned by the Lagos Zonal Directorate 1 of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos on a separate 1-count charge, bordering on illegal hawking of Naira notes. The charge against Adeoti reads, that you, Folake Adeoti, on the 21st day of March, 2025, opposite Regency Hall, Jobi Fele, Way, Ikeja, in Lagos within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, hawked the sum of 3,850,000 Nairas, 3,850,000 Naira, issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria and thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 21(4) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act, 2007. That of Adewuyi reads, that you, Modupe Adewuyi, on the 21st day of March, 2025, at Jobi Fele Street, opposite Regency Event Center, Alausa Ikeja, in Lagos, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, engaged in hawking the total sum of 1,600,000 Nairas, 1,600,000 Naira, of 500 Nairas and 1,000 Nairas denominations, issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria and thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 21(4) and punishable under Section 21(1) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Establishment Act, 2007. They pleaded guilty to their charges, following which prosecution counsel, Z.B. Atiku tendered the confessional statement as well as the money recovered from them in evidence and urged the court to convict and sentence them accordingly. The prosecution counsel further informed the court that Adeoti was an ex-convict, having been prosecuted before Justice Ibrahim Kala and convicted on the same matter of Naira abuse. Justice Bogoro sentenced Adeoti to 1 year imprisonment without an option of fine. In addition, her POS machine as well as the money recovered from her were forfeited to the federal government. Adewuyi also bagged 1 year imprisonment or to pay 500,000 Nairas, 500,000 Naira fine. In addition, her POS machine and money recovered from her were also forfeited to the federal government. Adeoti and Adewuyi were intercepted on March 21, 2025 along Jobi Fele Way, Ikeja, Lagos, while hawking Naira notes to the tune of 3,850,000 Nairas and 1,600,000 Nairas, respectively. Alleged money laundering. EFCC rearraigns man for non-declaration of $90,000. The Lagos Zonal Directorate 2 of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Okoti Ebo, Ikoyi, Lagos, on Friday, May 2, 2025, rearraigned one Alhaji Ahmed Shaw before Justice D.I. Dipeolu of the Federal High Court, sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos for money laundering. He was arrested on March 3, 2025 at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, for non-declaration of the sum of $90,000, 90,000 United States dollars, and was handed over to the EFCC for further investigations. He was arraigned on April 3, 2025 on a one-count charge, bordering on money laundering. The charge reads, that you, Alhaji Ahmed Shaw, on the 3rd day of March, 2025 in Lagos, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, failed to make a declaration of the sum of $90,000, 90,000 United States of America dollars, to the Nigerian Custom Service at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 3(5) of the Money Laundering, Prohibition and Prevention Act, 2022. He pleaded not guilty to the charge when it was read to him. At the sitting on April 15, 2025, the prosecution presented the first prosecution witness, PW1, Danladi Ibrahim, an NDLEA operative in the matter. However, at the resumed sitting of May 2, 2025, Defense Counsel, E.I. Ogundeji, informed the court that the defendant wished to change his not guilty plea. He was, therefore, rearraigned on the same charge to enable him take his new plea, and he pleaded guilty. Following his new plea, prosecution counsel, Z.B. Atiku, called on Aminu Lawal, an operative of the EFCC, to review the facts of the case. Led in evidence by the prosecution counsel, Lawal told the court that the defendant was arrested with the sum of $90,000, which he failed to declare. His statement was recorded under caution, and he narrated that he did not declare the sum of $90,000, 90,000 United States dollars, he said. Lawal identified the defendant's statement, the handover note from the NDLEA, the arresting officer's statement, as well as the sum of $90,000, 90,000 US dollars, which were all tendered in evidence. Justice Dipeolu adjourned the matter till May 6, 2025 for delivery of judgment. Court jails man for non-declaration of £8,020, $704 in Lagos Airport. Justice Yellam Bogoro of the Federal High Court, sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on Friday, May 2, 2025, convicted and sentenced one Agadosi Christopher Ochukwu to 6 months imprisonment for non-declaration of foreign currencies at Lagos Airport. Ochukwu was arrested in December 2024 at Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, by operatives of the Nigerian Custom Service, NCS, for non-declaration of the sums of £8,020, 8,020 British pounds, and $704, and handed over to the Lagos Zonal Directorate II of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Okotiebo, Ikoyi, Lagos, for further investigations. He was arraigned on Tuesday, April 15, 2025 on a 2-count charge, bordering on money laundering. One of the charges reads, that you, Agadosi Christopher Ochukwu, on the 10th day of December, 2024 in Lagos, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, failed to make a declaration of the sum of £8,020, 8,020 pounds sterling, to the Nigerian Custom Service at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja, and thereby committed an offence contrary to and punishable under Section 3(5) of the Money Laundering, Prevention and Prohibition Act, 2022. He pleaded guilty to the charges, following which prosecution counsel, C.C. Okezi, called on Abubakar Magaji, an EFCC operative, to review the facts of the case. Magaji informed the court that Ochukwu had a total sum of £15,020, 15,020 British pounds, and $704, and that while he declared £7,000, 7,000 British pounds, he kept back £8,020, 8,020 pounds sterling, and $704, claiming that he lost his brother and was going to use the undeclared sums to fly his corpse back to the country. At Friday sitting, Justice Bogoro convicted and sentenced him to 6 months imprisonment on both counts, or to pay 200,000 Nairas, 200,000 Naira on each. In addition, he forfeited the sums of £8,020 and $704 to the federal government.
Osazuwa Connedo, bringing you the news in a more digital way.